Now children, King Tut's mummy, and let me tell you something about CT scan. No one know how many mummies there are in Egypt. I think there are many mummies, but the most famous mummies are found in the valleys of King. The Egyptian mummy project has recorded almost 600 and is still counting. Children, almost 600 mummies we can find it there, and almost children people are finding more and more mummy every day. King Tut's mummy was the first mummy to be CT scanned by a portable scanner donated by National Geographic Society and Seamen. So children, his mummy was first to be CT scanned. Tut's entire body was scanned. On the right of the night of the scan, workmen carried him from the tomb and rose on a hydraulic lift into a trailer that held the scanner. There were problems. The costly scanner could not function properly because of sand in the cooler fan. But all the hurdles were crossed, and after the scanning, the king was returned to his coffin to rest in peace. The CT scan showed an astonishing image of Tut and his entire body very clearly. Jahir Abbas was relieved that nothing had seriously gone wrong. As the technician left the trailer, they saw the star constellation, which the ancient Egyptian knew as the soul of Osiris, the god of afterlife. And they believe that he is the one who is taking care and he is looking and watching the boy King Tut. So this is the ancient belief of Egyptian. And now children, we will be doing the rest of the lesson. I will be explaining the rest of the lesson. We are here in page number children 25. So second paragraph, in his defense, Carter really had little choice. If he hadn't um, cut the mummy's wrist, he most certainly would have circumvented the guards and ripped it apart to remove the gold. Now children, the night children, when in his defense, Carter children had no choice. He had to do it, the CT scan on that very night, because if he will leave the mummy, the thief will come away and they will take the gold coffin and they will douse the guard or they will kill the guard. So this they knew. So uh, they ripped it apart to remove the gold. In Tut's time, the royals were fabulously wealthy. So, children, royals were fabulously wealthy, and they thought or hoped they could take their riches with them. And children, what did they thought? Children, it was they thought all the children. They thought that after death they will take all the treasures or their gold to the afterworld journey. So for his journey to the great beyond, King Tut was lavish with glittering goods. So children, even he was given a lot of gold, lot of funerary gold, like children, precious collar. One collar was made of gold, pure gold. Okay, inlaid necklaces and bracelets. So many necklaces he was wearing and bracelet he was putting, rings, armaments. What is armament? Children, it is that ornament we put it here on the arms. That's why it is known as, it is known as amulets. A ceremonial apron, children, an apron was also there. His sandal was also made of pure gold. Sheaths for his fingers and toes, and the now iconic inner coffin and mask. And children, and one coffin was there which was of full gold, and of course the great mask which is famous all over the world, all of pure gold. To separate Tut from his adornments, Carter's men removed the mummy head and severed nearly every major joint. Now, children, what did Carter do it first? Children, he first removed his head so that all the ornaments like mask and children necklaces, so many things were there on his body. So it was necessary to take out those ornaments. And children, with a very very, children, what to say, very carefully they were taking all the ornaments so that the joint could not be harmed. Once they had finished, they reassembled the remains on a layer of sand in a wooden box with padding that concealed the image. That bed where to now reset. And children, now the time has come for the CT scan to be done. Archaeology has changed substantially in the intervening decades, focusing less on treasure and more on the fascinating details of life. Children, earlier and now archaeology is a bit different. Children, what used to happen earlier more focus was paid on the funerary treasure, or what was the things was there with the um, tomb of, or with the mummy. But now, children, more focus is there on the fascinating details of life and intriguing means not interesting mysteries of death. It also uses more sophisticated tools, including medical technology. Now, children, they have used more sophisticated tools, including medical technology. In 1968, more than 40 years after Carter discovery, an anatomy professor x-rayed the mummy and revealed a startling fact: beneath the resin that cakes his chest, his breastbone and front ribs are missing. Now, children, another important children thing happened in 1968 when when a professor of anatomy means to read the body structure. So he revealed a truth. He told um, that he told a startling fact about his children x-rayed the mummy and he revealed a startling fact that beneath the resin that cake his chest, there is no ribs, bones are there, and his breastbone are not there, they are missing. Now, children, today diagnostic imaging can be done with computed tomography uh, or CT scan, by which hundreds of X-ray in cross section are put together like slices of bread to create a three-dimensional virtual body. What more could a CT scan reveal of truth than the X-ray? And could it answer two of the biggest questions is still lingering about it? How did he die and how old was he at the time of his death? King Tut demise was a big event. So, children, King Tut demise was a big event even by royal standard. Children, it is very important from the view of the royalty. Then he died, children, because children he was the last heir of his family, and his funeral was the death rattle of a dynasty. So when he died, children, it was a big loss to the whole dynasty. But the particular of his passing away and its aftermaths are unclear. But how he died, children, that is the thing, and which remain unclear till today. That mystery remains unclear till today. Amenhotep III, Tut's father or grandfather, was a powerful pharaoh who ruled for almost 4 decades at the height of the 18th dynasty's golden age. His son Amenhotep IV succeeded him and initiated one of the strangest periods in the history of Egypt. Now, children, something about his dynasty. Now we are going to read something about his dynasty. So, children, now about his father or grandfather, we are going to read Amenhotep III. Children, he was Tut's father or grandfather. This is not known. Was a powerful pharaoh. What is the meaning of pharaoh? Pharaoh means king, who ruled for almost 4 decades at the height of the 18th dynasty golden age. So he ruled for almost 4 decades at the height of the 18th dynasty golden age. His son Amenhotep IV succeeded him and initiated one of the strangest period in the history of ancient Egypt. Now, children, what his son has done? Mm, his son Amenhotep IV